Good morning everyone. Myself Mahi Upneja of class 8th R of Noske Public School. Today I will explain you a geography chapter which is resources. So basically anything that can be used to satisfy a need is a resource. Example, clothes which we wear, utensils in which we eat our food, books through which we study are all resources. Suppose you have something which cannot be used by you, which states that it doesn't have a utility or usability value. Therefore, it is not a resource for you because utility or usability is what makes a substance or an object a resource. Value means worth. Some resources have an economic value, some do not. It states that some things have an economic value, they are commercially valuable, but some do not, but still they are valuable for us. For example, metals have an economic value. A beautiful landscape may not, but both are important to satisfy human needs. Some resources can become economically valuable with time if they are patented and sold by a proper firm. For example, water. If we get it in a river or a pond, it has no commercial value. But if the same we get properly packed at patent in a water bottle, then it has a high commercial value. Patent, it means a right over any idea to improve it, renovate it. Now let's take one more example of our grandmother's home remedies who have no commercial value today, but if they are patented and sold by a proper medical firm tomorrow, they can become economically valuable. Time and technology are two important factors that can change substances into resources. For example, the discovery of fire by an early man who didn't knew that fire can be used in such a wonderful way. But now we all make use out of it with the help of time and technology, which helped us in numerous ways. Now let's do types of resources. So basically resources are generally classified into natural resources, human-made resources and human resources. Resources that are drawn from nature and used without much modification are called natural resources. People use natural resources to make buildings, bridges, roads, machinery, and vehicles, which are known as human made resources. Technology is also a human made resource. That is why human beings are a special resource. People are human resources. Education and health help in making people a valuable resource. Now, natural resources are classified into different groups depending upon their level of development and use, origin, stock, and distribution. On the basis of development and use, resources are classified into actual and potential resources. Actual resources are those resources whose quantity is known. These resources are being used in the present, and potential resources are those whose entire quantity may not be known, and also these are not being used at the present. On the basis of origin, resources are classified into abiotic and biotic resources. Abiotic resources are non-living while biotic resources are living. On the basis of stock, resources are divided into renewable and non-renewable resources. Renewable resources are those which get renewed or replenished quickly, whereas non-renewable resources are those resources which have a limited stock. Example of renewable resources are solar and wind energy. An example of non-renewable resources are coal, petroleum, and natural gas. On the basis of distribution, resources are divided into ubiquitous and localized resources. Ubiquitous resources are those that are found everywhere, like the air we breathe. And the localized resources are the one which are found only in certain place, for example, copper or iron. Now, to understand the concept of types of resources, we can go through this diagram which shows that resources are divided into natural, human and human-made resources, and natural resources is further divided on based on origin. It is divided into biotic and abiotic resources. Based on utility, it is divided into renewable and non-renewable resources. Based on level of development, potential and actual, based on. Now let us see what is resource conservation. Using resources carefully and giving them time to get renewed is called resource conservation. Sustainable development. What's that? Carefully utilizing resources so that besides meeting the requirements of the present also takes care of future generations is called sustainable development. Let's go through some principles of sustainable development. So, respect and care for all the forms of life. Improve the quality of human life. Conserve the earth's vitality and diversity. Minimize the depletion of natural resources. Change the personal attitude and practices towards the environment. Enable communities to care for their own environment. The future of our planet and its people is linked with our ability to maintain and preserve the life support system as the nature provides. Therefore, it is our duty to ensure that all uses of renewable resources are sustainable, the diversity of life on the earth is conserved, the damage to natural environmental system is minimized. Thank you. I hope the concept of resources is now clear to you.